Hey guys, this is Stranger Frozen Wish to use here, and welcome back to another video. And today, I am going to be doing a trailer review for one of my most anticipated movies of 2026, and that is the second trailer for DreamWorks' Forgotten Island. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen my review of the first trailer, and I absolutely love that trailer. I think it is one of I think yeah, I have never been more hyped for a DreamWorks movie than this, and those who know me so well know that I have a love and hate relationship with DreamWorks. Yeah, especially with the Universal era of DreamWorks. But I am just so happy that we're getting something like this. And not only does it look absolutely well made, but it looks like a very personal movie to me because it's a movie about Filipino culture, and I am Filipino, so that is something. And yeah, I am really happy about that we got the second trailer for Forgotten Island at this time. And yeah, that first trailer really hit me hard, and it actually made me tear up because of how good it looks. And yeah, but now I'm gonna be talking about trailer 2. And yeah, so what can I say about this second trailer for Forgotten Island? Well, technically, there's actually two versions of the trailer. There is the U.S. trailer, and there is the international trailer, and they're actually kind of a different trailer. I'm going to be focusing more on the US trailer because I actually have rewatched that US trailer a couple of times. And I will admit, I only saw the international trailer just now, just seconds before I started recording. Yeah, I guess maybe that's gonna make my video longer because if I haven't seen it, if I haven't had seen the the international trailer, like the UK trailer and all that stuff, I wouldn't have I mean that the video certainly could have been a little shorter. But anyways, let's talk about the US trailer. So I'm gonna start by saying, in comparison to trailer 1, I think that second trailer, the US one, is a little weaker than the first trailer because it didn't really give me the same emotional impact that the first trailer had, because the first trailer did make me tear up and make me go make my jaw drop and how good it looks. This one, it just gave me a smile like, oh yeah, I'm so hyped for Island. I'm glad that we're getting more of it, but it didn't really like elevate my hype. It didn't really it didn't really hit me emotional. Like there's no, yeah, that's the thing. It didn't have that emotional punch that the first year had. And also, I will say that the song choice is questionable. Nothing in the movie itself, but I will say, really, Best Friend, like the Doja Cat song, you're my best friend, you're my best friend, you're my best friend. I mean, that song really. Now I will say though, I mean, as someone who really dislikes, who has a strong dislike for these female rap songs, like these women rap songs, I really like. That's one thing I don't like about women, like their rapping. I think it's hard to find like a good women rapping. Well, Zoe and K-pop Demon Hunters though, awesome rapping, but like, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, just ugh. But Best Friend is one of the more tolerable female rap songs from a female artist. But like, was that the best choice they had for this year? Well, I guess they had to use a song related to friendship because this is a movie about friendship. But they also did play like the "Won't You Forget About Me," that song. But I think that my big nitpick with the trailer, the one thing that I didn't like about the trailer was the fact that they mixed the Best Friend song with the "Won't You Forget About Me" song. Like they mixed the two like towards the end, and honestly, it was really, really, really weird. So that was like my one slight drawback with the trailer. But I mean, when it comes to the contents, the scenes they showed, and the way that they show more of the movie, that's the stuff I love. Like, so the this trailer focuses less on on like the stuff inside the Philippines, and more so in the forgotten, in like the forgotten island. It's more focused on like the showing us the lore of the forgotten island, and yeah, but starting off with like the first minute of the trailer, I love how they showed that first shot, by the way, it is very accurate to a Filipino fast food restaurant. I think it's very inspired by like Jollibee. Like we see Joe working at a Filipino fast food restaurant while talking to Raisa about plans. And you think and they did reveal that they actually do live in the province. And they said that they were going to go to Manila, which is the capital of the Philippines. Now, and I do live in the city. I won't say if it's Manila, because there's Manila, there's Cebu, there's the Davao, and all other cities. I'm not going to disclose my city, but yeah, I mean, they did talk about Manila, going to the University of Manila, and all that stuff. So I'm glad that they gave a shout out. They mentioned the capital of Manila. And then we see like Joe feeling down because Raisa said that she has to go to Caltech in the U.S. Well, I do wish I went to college in the U.S., but I really like my college in the Philippines anyways. And so yeah, and then so we see like just short glimpses of them just hanging out, like having like extra fun together, because that was like their that, like, how do I say this? That's their last time together, because they're gonna be separated. And then we proceed to the Forgotten Island. So yeah, that the first trailer did show more stuff in like the outside world, like the Philippines, and less in the Forgotten Island place. But this one, yeah, now this one we got introduced to this dog named Rar, who is voiced by Dave Franco, who you may know as Titus from Hoppers, who I would say is arguably the best villain of the year so far. It's nice to see Dave Franco again, and I wonder how Rar is gonna fare to some people. I do have a feeling that some people will find him annoying, but to be fair, I mean that's basically the equivalent of saying Perito from Puss in Boots 2 is annoying, and you can tell that this movie like screams at Joel Crawford. Like, this is a pure Joel Crawford movie with like some things from Puss in Boots 2 that are in this, like some things that made Puss in Boots 2 really good. One of the fan favorite characters of Puss in Boots 2 is Perito, and he is and Rar is basically the Perito of this movie. And so we get to see more of his island, and we also see the fact that the more the more they're on the island, the more the characters like pretty much change their appearance. Specifically Raisa, like we see that she loses half of her hair like in the island, and then she grows these demon wings, and all stuff. And we already know this from the first trailer, but for the Forgotten Island was like where they like lose their memory. We actually get more of how what causes their memory to be lost. I think they explained that in the international trailer, but yes, they did introduce the villain of the movie. Now, one thing I heard from those from the attendees who excuse me, from the cinema, one thing I heard from the CinemaCon attendees who watched the movie at CinemaCon, like the whole movie, was that it features a villain as scary as Death. Like, they compared the villain to Death from Puss in Boots, who many consider to be the best DreamWorks villain. I think he's like in my top 10 DreamWorks villains for sure. My favorite DreamWorks villain is still Fairy Godmother from Shrek 2, but yeah, and also Ramses from Prince of Egypt. But I'm a huge I think Death deserves the hype. Yeah, but just seeing like this demon in this and like the villain in this movie, honestly, I gotta say, she actually looks even better than Death. Yeah, she, like, I thought Death was terrifying and intense and like a true challenge for our protagonist, but turns out turns out yeah, this villain, the name is the dreaded Manananggal. Mangal, yeah, voiced by Lea Salonga. Love the casting of Lea Salonga as the villain. By the way, I think with the Lea Salonga's voice, she can do it, and she actually played the evil witch from, the witch from in this Into the Woods play that showed in last year. I actually would have loved to see that Into the Woods play, because Into the Woods was my childhood movie. I'll talk about this quick because that's kind of off topic, but I'm just saying Into the Woods was a movie that I loved as a kid. Maybe I won't say childhood because I was like already 10, 11 years old when it came out, but it was my favorite movies as a kid, like at the time it came out. So there, yeah, damn, I really need to rewatch the movie one day. But anyways, back to, well, it's kind of related because it's Lea Salonga, and I'm saying Lea Salonga has had that experience of voicing a character, like a sinister, dark character on that level of the that. So yeah, I think Lea Salonga will nail it as the dreaded Manananggal. And the dreaded Manananggal is fucking scary. Like she is Death, but raised up to 11. Like, whatever you love with about Death, they are already raising it up to 11. And I was like terrified of her. I think she will be frightened too. She will be really scary to kids, and I think she was arguably the main selling point of this US trailer, just how good of a villain she is. And I am calling it right now, she could be the best DreamWorks villain, or at least the best since Fairy Godmother, since I am a huge fan of the Fairy Godmother from Shrek 2. She was my favorite character in this one. But she was my favorite character in Shrek 2, but in Forgotten Island, I know Joe Raisa will be my favorite character in the film, and Joe is also going to be another one of my favorite characters in the film. And now let's get into the international trailer as well. Now, the reason why I didn't see the international trailer up to now is that when I clicked on the international trailer, the first shot I saw was Joe and Raisa sitting down like in the school. Like, remember the first trailer, the exact shot, and it was like it's also 2 hours and those like 2 minutes and 20 seconds, just like the first trailer. So when I saw that first image, I was like thinking, oh, this is gonna be the same as the first trailer. I think this is just the first trailer. So I just tuned out of it because now I love the first trailer, but like, when the title of the video says trailer 2, I want to see trailer 2. I don't want to see a repeat of trailer 1, and that has happened a few times, honestly. But I was wrong. I heard things about it like, oh, they spoke Tagalog in the second trailer stuff. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll watch this. I'll see if there's anything I can add with that international trailer. Turns out, guys, the international trailer is better than the US trailer, like based on the second trailer, and I think it is on par with the first trailer as the best trailer for the movie. That second trailer is fantastic, and it actually did elevate my hype for the first one. Like, First of all, yeah, I just want to say I'm actually glad that they didn't include the "You're my best friend," and it was the "Won't you forget about me?" And they added much more information about the movie, like the and the world, in this in that in international trailer. Yeah, they showed more. So yeah, they did show more. This had more scenes in the Philippines than the U.S. Trailer 2 did. As we see, Joe and Raisa just as kids, and we see like the parents are already like are we see like the mother is telling Joe and Raisa the story about the legend of the Forgotten Island, and then we get some arguing. We get this whole comedic moment where the neighbor is like, "Hey, don't tell them this. Hey, stop telling them the story." And then the mother. Oh, it was the grandmother, by the way. My bad. That was the grandmother telling. I don't know if it's a grandmother of Joe or Raisa. They're not related, by the way. They know that they're best friends, not sisters. I wish they were sisters, by the way. But yeah, the grandmother then throws a slipper back at the neighbor. Yeah, that was kind of funny, and then we see I mean, of course, montages of Joe and Raisa hanging out, and then we see the Forgotten Island. We do meet Oh, by the way, I just realized there was one thing I forgot to mention when I talked about the US trailer earlier. I'll get to that now. Like, there's a scene that showed there is a hand-drawn animation montage in that US trailer Forgotten Island. This one didn't add it, but I'm okay with it. But that 2D animation sequence, that was the highlight. That was a highlight of that first trailer for Forgotten Island, and that was done so well. So that was freaking amazing. Like with the way that they incorporated the 2D animation, and it was so creative. The 2D animation was basically a background of Rar, and to see like what he was doing, and how he saw like Joe and Raisa coming inside the Forgotten Island. That was great. So yeah, also so back to the international trailer. They do show more of the villain, the dreaded Manananggal, and what she does. She takes away the memories of the memories that Joe and Raisa had. Joe and Raisa had. So there's and yeah, so the longer they really do, so their goal is to really get out of Forgotten Island, because the more they're there, the more that the dreaded Manananggal will hunt them down and take their memories. And we see like these whole glimpses of Raisa like entering into like the seeing the memories of Joy and Raisa together, like their childhood memories like fade away. So yeah, I can tell this Forgotten Island is going to be an emotional roller coaster, with the fact that they're super close friends. Joy and Raisa are already a contender to be in my top 10 favorite movie duos of all time, and it's sad to see that they're going to be separated. Like they cannot help but be together, and their lives are going to be split apart. So I am so gonna cry in this. I am so ready to bring in tissues. And one thing I am curious about is how will the structure go? Because I think there are two ways that they can do this. One, I think it's going to have this like Book of Life structure where they treat both the scenes in like the Philippines, like the real world, and scenes in the Forgotten Island equally. Like in the Book of Life, how they spend like one half of the movie inside the town of Mexico, or whatever town is called, I forgot. And then the second half of the movie is in like the land that they remembered. Yeah, I think that's one thing that I think they're gonna do with this one, and I think that's a good idea, because I think we definitely need a lot of time to spend with Joe and Raisa on like the real world in the Philippines, like really establish like their bonding before we get to Forgotten Island, because the longer they spend together, the longer screen time we see them together as friends hanging out, the more emotional it will get when it comes to like the Forgotten Island and seeing them together. I'm gonna guess like maybe 30 minutes in the island, and then like an hour there or something like that, or maybe 40 minutes in the Philippine land, and then 50 minutes on in Forgotten Island. We'll see. Or I feel like maybe a really cool way that they could structure this is have you start with Joe and Raisa waking up in Forgotten Island, and waking up at Forgotten Island with already with memory loss. And yes, they do show Joe and Raisa having memory loss, because they're like, what happened last night? What did we do last night again? How did we get here again? And yeah, and then we cut to like flashbacks of constant flashbacks of their childhood and their time in on the Philippines. So I think we've never, if I'm not mistaken, we have never had an animated movie with a non-linear storytelling before. So if Forgotten Island like goes with like this non-linear storytelling, then I that was like my second prediction. And then this would be a game changer to storytelling in animation. I'm gonna bet that maybe they'll go with my first prediction with like but they spend half of the movie on in the Philippines in the real world, and half of the other half of the movie in Forgotten Island. But yeah, we'll see about that. So yeah, wait, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so in terms of box office, I there is a good chance this maybe could underperform at the box office or flop, because I don't hear a lot of people talking about this. So I really hope people actually go and watch this. I hope there's an audience. This comes out on the same day as Avengers Endgame re-release, which they just announced the title to be Avengers Endgame Encore. So I'm hoping that the Avengers Endgame re-release won't hurt this movie. One thing's for sure, I'm seeing Forgotten Island first before Avengers Endgame Encore. And I know there's also Heart of the Beast with Brad Pitt, which looks pretty good. I'm not in a rush to watch that in theaters. I'm not even sure if I'll see it in theaters. I will think about it. Maybe it's like, does Heart of the Beast look good? Yes, but I think it's one of those movies that I'll probably wait and see what the reviews are before I end up watching it. But yeah, so anything else? Oh yeah, although I can definitely tell that this will get rave reviews. Like, this definitely looks like the type of film that I think will have a lot of fans. And yeah, even though I know we're getting Wildwood as well, which looks like a masterpiece. And when it comes to the Oscars, I personally would love this to win Best Animated Feature. Now, I will say that I still think Hex is my most anticipated animated movie of the year, but Forgotten Island is a close second. And I think this looks a little more Oscar-worthy than Hex. So, I mean, as much as I want Disney to win, maybe this one, maybe this could win. Like, I'm betting my money more on this one. But it seems like Wildwood is already like the fan favorite to win Best Animated Feature based on that trailer itself. So we'll see. But yeah, so also for my trailer review for Forgotten Island, the second trailer. Yeah, I reviewed both trailers, the US trailer and the international one. What are your thoughts on these trailers? So would Forgotten Island be one of your most anticipated movies of the year, or do you not have a lot of interest with this one? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for maybe my review on Supergirl. But I will say though that I am debating if I will actually review Supergirl soon or after the US. I'll announce in my community post tomorrow when I make my decision. So yeah, bye guys.